Hello friends, myself Suraj. I'm working as Senior Section Engineer in Mysore Division. So today in this video, I'm just showing you how rolling in and rolling out examinations are being carried out in the yard or in any enrolled stations where CNW staff are being nominated for the checking purpose. So without any further ado, we'll just get into the video. So let me ask you guys, what do you mean by rolling in and rolling out examination? It is nothing but the safety check conducted by the CNW staff to find out the defects which can be detected only during the motion of the train. For that, one staff on each side of the train to be deputed for rolling in and rolling out examination each and every time. And during the night time, the staff should have a focused torchlight with them, and the rolling in light must be switched on before the examination. Now we will discuss what are the things to be observed during rolling in. For that, we have to use our main 4 sense organs. Now we will discuss what the staff should look up to in the rolling in examination. Whether it is LHP coach, ICF coach, or it may be wagon, whatever it may be. So first we will discuss about the LHP. So first point it is, staff have to look onto the hanging parts such as securing arrangements, then anti-roll bar, axle box, faceplate, then WSP cable, then battery box, etc. These all things we have to look up. Then the second point, there can be a case of hot axle symptom such as smell or smoke coming from the axle box. That's the second point. Then the third point, it is any primary or secondary spring breakage we have to look upon, and also we have to check for deflated air spring as well. That's the point number 3. Now the fourth point, it is any unusual sound coming from the wheel thread, as in case of wheel skidding or wheel shelling. So that's it. And the fifth point, it is any leakages or hissing sound coming from the air pipes. Sixth point, it is any brake binding symptoms such as it should not show red indication while train is on the run. And the seventh point, securing arrangements of all tanks such as CDTS tanks, then biotiter tanks, underslung tank, AR tank, that means auxiliary reservoir tank, and brake control module is there, and CBC uncoupling device as well. Now the 8th point, IV coupler should not get sagged. Now the 9th point, whistling sound. Whistling sound, sometimes it can come from brake pad, then brake disc, then bearing, then earthing device also makes whistling sound. That also we have to notice. So these are the main items to be looked upon. Now we will move on to the next topic, which is the rolling in examination, the ICF coaches. In the ICF coaches, the number 1 point is hanging parts. We have to look upon the hanging parts such as like equalizing stair rod, it is there, J bracket, then truss bar, then hanger, then the axle box cover. Now the second point is we have to observe any smoke coming from axle box bearing which could result in hot axle. Then the third one, any broken spring or broken truss bar hanger we have to look upon. Then the fourth one, hissing sound from air pipes. Then the next point, any spark from the wheels which could result in brake binding. Next one, it is unusual sound in the wheel for any skidded wheel. Then the 7th point is proper securing of the tanks. And the next one, any bend in the footboards. After that, buffer height variation which could lead to the uncoupling problem as well. So these are the rolling in observation which we have to look upon the ICF coaches. Now let's take a look at the wagon items to which staff should take care of. So the prime number 1 point, any hanging parts such as uncoupling device, then safety brackets for train type, safety chain for the BMBS. Then the next point, proper securing of AR tank, conventional brake cylinder, etc. Then after that it comes observe for any smoke or burning smell from the axle box. Then the next point it is any spark occurring in the wheel which may result in the brake binding. Then after that observe for any skidded wheel or metal deposition in the wheel thread. Then the sixth point, observe the defective EM pad. Sometimes EM pad will be getting perished, so we have to observe that also. And after that any grease oozing from the axle box. Then any buffer height variation in between the wagons. And the last point, any broken cast-up springs in the wagons. So that's it. So now once the rolling in examination is over and the train entered inside the station, then what's next? So next it is STR. STR meaning it is safe to run. So I'm asking you, what do you mean by safe to run? So safe to run is nothing but the safety check conducted by the staff once the train stops. For that, one staff each are nominated on each side to check the temperature of the axle box. And now this is the condition which we have to apply for the ICF coaches. Following are the conditions. And the next one, it is for LHB coaches. These are the conditions for the LHB coaches. And then finally for wagons, these are the conditions. Once the safe to run process or the procedure is completed, then the next procedure is rolling out examination. In the rolling out examination, we have to observe for any brake binding, or we have to ensure that the train is going with the brake in least condition. So that's it.